A charred body found along Salmi Desert hogged Kuwait's headlines. Initial autopsy reports showed that its head was smashed and there were alleged traces of torture found on the body. It was also discovered that she was pregnant. The Kuwait Forensic Department identified the victim as Julibee Ranara, 34 years old and a household service worker at a Kuwaiti family in Jahra. According to the Philippine Overseas Labor Office, Ranara, married and with 4 children, arrived in Kuwait in July 2022.
The embassy extends its deepest condolences to the Ranara family on the loss of their loved one.
The suspect, a 17-year-old Kuwaiti, surrendered to Kuwaiti authorities. The Philippine Embassy in Kuwait has assigned a lawyer to take on the case of Ranara.
The embassy greatly appreciates the efforts of the Kuwaiti police, especially in the investigation and the apprehension of the suspect, who is now in their custody. The embassy, together with the Department of Migrant Workers, OWA, and the Department of Foreign Affairs, will continue monitoring this case and will exert all effort to bring home the late Miss Ranaro as soon as possible.
The Filipinos in Kuwait are shocked over what happened to Ranara.
Nakakalungkot naman yung nangyari kay kabayan. Sana mabigyan siya ng hostisya sa nangyari sa kanya.
25 years na ako dito sa Kuwait. Ganito at ganito pa rin ang nangyayari pa ulit-ulit. Dapat pa bang magpadala ng kasambahay dito o hindi na?
A migrant workers group calls on the Philippine government to review the deal signed with Kuwait in 2018.
So what we're asking the Philippine government, we're demanding the Philippine government is to review its existing MOU or any other bilateral agreements that it has signed with the government of Kuwait. A question that we have with that existing MOU, were there clear enforcement mechanisms in place to ensure that what is stipulated in the MOU is actually followed? Because enforcement is always been the problem.
Senator Joel Villanueva, for his part, says Filipino workers should not be allowed to work in countries that cannot protect them.
Let's convey that strong message to these countries na pinupuntahan ng ating mga kababayan na pag hindi nyo kayang protektahan yung aming mga kababayan na in demand sa buong mundo, hindi namin papapasukin dyan.
Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Oples says the government has to make the screening of employers in Kuwait more stringent. Despite what happened, Oples stressed that the deployment of Filipino workers to Kuwait will not be suspended.
We will reach out to the Kuwaiti government. Panahon na siguro i-review yung bilateral labor agreement na 2018 pa yata yun, para din magaya natin yung bilateral agreement with Saudi Arabia na mas maraming safeguards para sa proteksyon ng ating mga manggagawa.
As of January 24, the embassy is still waiting for the official forensic report and results of the investigation to shed light on the death of Ranara and to hold the perpetrator accountable. Maxi Santiago, ABS-CBN News, Kuwait.